Hello everybody and welcome back to another video with the Lecture Soul. If you're new to my channel, I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual life coach, and just that spiritual girl putting everybody on alongside a whole lot of other things. But today within this video, guys, oh my goodness, a very important topic to cover, which is honestly something that I feel like you guys do already know because I've spoken about this a lot, which y'all know I'm very centered and focused on this specific topic because as y'all know, self-concept is a very important thing to have, especially when you are consciously manifesting what you want. As a law of assumptioner, you do honestly have to be 10 toes down on your desire manifesting. I'm not saying that you can't feel upset about something or spiral or whatever. I'm not saying that you should either, but I'm just saying if you feel those ways, just as a side note, you are still manifesting what you want. Please do not fear, okay? Always have confidence, but that is the whole point within this video today, because within you consciously manifesting what you want and basically using the law of assumption to your advantage, please remember, guys, that you having the highest self-concept regarding your desires, yourself, your life, your reality, your future, your past, your everything in between, all of these things will indefinitely glow up in your very highest favor because you're choosing to be confident in those things. And the whole thing with having a high self-concept is that once you have a high self-concept, it is honestly very difficult for you to go back any other way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only continue to improve with your high self-concept as time goes on. It's not really anything where you build yourself up to put yourself back down, because if that's the case, then maybe your self-concept initially was not as strong as you thought that it was, which is okay. You know, that's happened to me before. There were times that I thought like, oh, I got this in the bag, I really feel like I do, but then something would happen in my 3D and I would be like, okay, well, never mind that. But honestly, the only thing that ever showed me was that I really needed to put my 10 toes down, bro. Like, I really needed to stand on business with what it was that I was implementing for myself, because me acting like I had a lot of confidence did help a lot. It's what gave me confidence in the end, but acting does not always equal embodying, okay? Please understand the difference, because when you're acting like it, it's something that is more surface level. You feel it, but you don't genuinely resonate with it. Whereas when you are embodying having a high self-concept, you are choosing, making decisions, perceiving, living as though you see everything within your reality as something that highly contributes to you and your life, and you're not going to stand down for anything. You know, if someone comes up to you and says, okay, do you want the better thing or do you want the less thing? Okay, if you want something that's not as great as the better thing, and you sit there and you say, oh, I don't know if I can have the better thing, so I'm gonna go for the other thing. You don't want the other thing. You want the better thing because you know that that is what you deserve. And you having and embodying a high self-concept is always going to lead you to make the right and best choices for yourself always. And that's exactly what's going to lead you into a direction of continuous hope, of honestly you just continuing to manifest the very best of the best, because that is what you deserve to be experiencing at all times. But no one in this reality could make you think that except for yourself. I really feel like that is a super important point to make here, because when you are manifesting what you want, it really does come down to you knowing what it is that you are worth within your reality. There are a lot of things online which I have seen, thankfully, that are very inspirational, and I really do love them because they are genuinely very inspirational. I'm sure if y'all use Pinterest or even X, if you're on the right side of X, you're going to see a lot of inspirational quotes, a lot of inspirational pictures, a lot of things that really help raise up your self-concept. And believe me, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, as someone who's seen both sides of the internet, and I'm talking about very positive and the complete opposite of that, like everything the complete opposite, I definitely can tell y'all right now that you seeing things within your reality that are very uplifting is actually something that highly contributes to you and your high self-concept continuously growing in your highest favor. So for example, I'll tell y'all like a really clear example, which I'm sure a lot of y'all do resonate with for yourselves, is that when I go on X every single day, I always see two sides of news, okay? I keep myself updated on the news on there, but I also see a lot of positivity as well. Like, I see a lot of girls putting themselves up, a lot of women thinking and perceiving in favor of what they want, basically speaking on all of the things that make them feel the very best within their realities. And on top of that, I love seeing the edits where people are talking about what they deserve, the kinds of men or partners that they are successfully manifesting, where they're manifesting a gentleman or a woman who loves them so much, making a lot of money, having a great month, doing things at your own pace but always succeeding anyway. Basically everything that I feel like as people within the law of assumption and everything else that you're manifesting, you should always be resonating with these kinds of things where you see them and you're like, oh my god, yeah, like this is literally me. You don't see those things and think, oh well, it's nice to imagine. Bitch, like what are you talking about? I don't like hearing things like that. And honestly, I haven't seen anything like that for a very long time now, which I'm very thankful for, because everything that I have been seeing that's been contributing to people's high self-concept is actually helping. And that right there, you can ask anybody with the high self-concept, how does it transform your life? Oh, it transforms transforms your life in many different ways. And those many different ways include you always choosing the right thing for yourself. Like I stated at the beginning of the video, it's always going to lead you to choose to manifest what you want with conviction, where you're not stressing yourself out manifesting it. You know that you have this and you're standing on business with it without anything else coming into your mind to make you feel like, oh, I'm in lack. No, you are in full and you know it. It leads you to always choose to manifest the things that make you the happiest within your reality, no matter what the case may be. Whether it's a location of living, whether it's your new lifestyle, whether it's a new job, love, life, having peace, health, all that stuff, everything within your reality, these are all coming together because you are now making them happen. And that is what you know you deserve because you have a high self-concept. And so you won't settle for less. And that is really the greatest thing here, is that you will not settle for less. You're not going to settle for anything within your reality that you don't want. And you know, again, this all stems back to having a high self-concept, because when you have a high self-concept, it feels very difficult for you to want to do anything that is below your standard, basically. Like, you have very high standards. And this right here as well, guys, is something that some people may feel triggered by. I'm not saying that this is something you should expect. Please don't expect these things, because you don't want to be looking out for that either. But I will say that, you know, sometimes it does happen in that way, where if a person really does know how high your self-concept is and they don't feel like they're there yet for themselves, they may unintentionally feel threatened by you and of your energy, of your confidence, of the conviction and self-concept that you have within yourself, thus maybe perhaps leading to them saying something about it, or even calling you cocky or whatever. And I'm telling you right now, there is nothing cocky about you being confident within yourself. Usually, like I always say, if anyone ever has anything to say about you and your confidence in a way that puts you down, it's definitely because they feel threatened by it. And never take it personal ever, okay? It is always a reflection of how they feel within themselves, and that's still something that should not affect you to the extent of you thinking, oh my god, am I doing the wrong thing, this, that. Never overthink that, babe. Like, hello, that's the whole point of having a high self-concept, is that when you have a high self-concept, it's very difficult for you to see anything else that does not resonate with you genuinely as a person. Like, you know that you deserve top-notch quality. You're not going to settle for the shit that you don't want, bro. Like, you're not going to go for the next best thing. You're going to go for that thing, and if not better, like deadass, every single time. That's the way that you should always be thinking. And this, it always transforms your life, because again, the quality in your life in all regards only continues to increase. So the people around you, the company that you keep, they become better. They become more like-minded to you. You are who you hang around. I honestly do believe that. Not in the sense that, you know, you're very easily persuaded by everybody, but I mean more so in the way that if you hang out around a lot of people who are always super negative, I mean, there's a big chance it's gonna rub off on you. And I know that because growing up, I've seen a lot of people within my life that I knew I was pretty close to and pretty cool with, that they would be literally negative all the freaking time. And I wouldn't sit there and entertain them and agree with them, so to say, but I would definitely start thinking like that for myself. And you know, that's not something that someone with a very high self-concept does, because they know better than that. You know, like, they have a very strong identity of who they are and what they deserve. So if you hear someone talking shit like that, you're either going to correct them or you're just going to, you know, separate yourself from them, because you know that that's not where you belong. So the quality around you increases naturally. The people around you, the food that you eat, the lifestyle that you live, the way that you treat yourself, the way that you talk to yourself, the way that you are overall, everything increases with quality, because you are letting this happen in your highest favor, because you have your mindset set on only the greatest of the great. And because you are intending that, you're not going to let anyone or anything outside of you make you feel like you're less, like you can't, like this, that. You're only going to see the good things in life, and you're only going to see everything as something that pushes you to become even better, even stronger, even more powerful within yourself always, guys. Seriously. Listen, even for myself, you know, I'm a very confident person. I know that. I have a very high self-concept. I worked a lot to get here. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, because I had a lot of working through. I had a lot of things, a lot of trauma, a lot of shit within myself that I was like, all right, I got to work through this stuff, because if I want to be genuinely happy, like, I got to get through this, you know? And that was also something that I made a plan when I was a teenager. I remember that I came to a point where I saw myself and the way that I was thinking really at the time. You know, I knew that I wanted to be a very happy adult. I did not want to go into adulthood thinking to myself that everything was only going to crumble, basically, because I've seen that a lot. You know, if you're somebody who is surrounded by people with not a very high self-concept, a lot of it has to do and tracks back to unintentional pessimism that they don't even want to be experiencing, because no one actually wants to be pessimistic or, you know, to believe in the worst things in life, basically. But, you know, I remember that I was surrounded by people like that, and I knew that I didn't want to be like that. You know, it was good to have examples like that around me, because I genuinely took them and ran with them. But yeah, so I had a whole goal set up for myself where I told myself that I was going to start working on myself myself now. At the time I was 17, it was around the time that I had my spiritual awakening and everything shifted in my life. Everything. I cut everyone off. I cut everything off. I stopped listening to certain music that I was listening to. I stopped thinking certain things that I was thinking. I completely rewired my mindset. I was manifesting, like all this shit, bro. Like I was so on top of business because I knew that, again, I wanted to go into my adulthood with a very healthy mindset. And what that acquired of me is that even though at times I felt uncomfortable because, oh my God, I have to choose the best thing for myself and I'm so used to not doing that, even though it may have felt like that at times, it was not ever worth me going back to that ever again, because I learned to understand that I really did deserve so much better than that. And I'm telling you guys this as well to remember that if you ever do make a decision, once again, that you're not the proudest of, if you assume something that you don't want to be assuming, if you're indulging in some shit that you know that you shouldn't be because you don't feel like you should be, if you feel as though you are not resonating with your high self-concept in that moment, you're going to feel how it hits you, okay? I'm not saying it's going to be super painful, but I am saying that you're going to feel the way that it feels, like dead ass, the energy that it holds within you where you know, okay, this is not who I am, because it's not who you are. And it's only going to lead you to make an even better decision for yourself where you are continuing to resonate with what it is that you want out of life. And you're only choosing things that make you feel happy, that make you feel better, that make you feel more inclined to becoming even stronger within yourself and even more confident, naturally speaking, because you learn to understand, oh wait, that's what I really deserve. And yes, it absolutely freaking is. It always has been. It always will be. And because you've started to believe in yourself in that way, everything in your reality will prove itself to you as to why you believing in yourself in that way is actually a very great thing. Because again, everything around you only continues to get better. You're not going to settle for anything less. You're not going to do anything that you don't want to be doing. Seriously, it's as simple as that. You're not going to do anything that you do not want to be doing. You're not going to commit yourself to anything that you do not want to commit yourself towards. I'm telling y'all, I don't do shit that I don't want to do because I know that I don't deserve to be doing those things. And just like I have chosen that for myself because, you know, it may seem scary. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, but this, no, bitch, like there is always a way around everything. And I want y'all to understand that you can do the same things for yourselves because you absolutely can. It doesn't have to be a big, fat, scary deal and you have to tell yourself it's impossible. I can't do that. Yes, you freaking can. There is always a way around everything in this reality. So just because you may have a moment or two, you know, like I was stating for myself, you think I don't cry sometimes? Baby, I be crying. Like I'm an emotional person. That's completely fine. But that doesn't take away from my high self-concept at all. I recognize all of these moments that I may have ever had in my reality to just be moments, and that's it. I don't take them with me and say, oh, well, I spiraled yesterday, so you know where it is, boys. Like, bitch, no, absolutely not. That is not the way that you should be talking to yourself, because that is you betraying yourself. You know, like you're acting like you're standing 10 toes down on business, but then you turn around and you lift up pinky, bro, and then you're 9 toes down, and then you're 8, and then you're 7, but you want all 10 down because you know exactly what you deserve. Like you gotta stand on business at all times because that business will manifest for you if, again, you allow it to. It's all about what you allow, but you all know that you deserve to be allowing only the best of the best always at all times, and that is where that high self-concept comes in to bless you. It's because when you have a high self-concept, again, the whole world is seen as gold, and upon you seeing the whole world as gold, it will treat you as such, okay, because you are gold within yourself as well. You and the universe, you and God, you and Jesus, you and everything in this universe, every single thing, every single person, every single being, we are all one within ourselves. So what that means is that, yes, basically your mind becomes a reflection. It becomes a mirror within your life. If you assume things that you don't want, that may become a reality around you, but that's not what you want because you want the best of the best. So once you start and continue to persist in the mindset of having the best of the best, basically in the state of being in the wish fulfilled, you're going to see that reflect within your reality accordingly. And it literally always does, guys. Give it a chance, give it a shot. You know, don't sit here and doubt yourself, telling yourself that you can't do this and this and that because you know damn better than that, and you absolutely do. You know that with conviction, you're gonna get what you want. You know that if you try, it's gonna happen. Like, it's gonna manifest, okay? So why sit here and stall any further when you know exactly what it is that you deserve within your reality, and that is everything. And you having the highest self-concept that you could possibly be having right here in this very moment, it is always only going to add up to the very best of the best of the best. And that is where I want to see you, at the top of the mountain with your crown on. You guys are all so freaking powerful. I say this so much, but every single time I say it, I mean it with such conviction, guys. Like, I mean this with my whole heart, my whole chest, with everything within me, because it is the truth. And upon me telling you guys this, just how strong you really are within yourselves, I'm gonna need y'all to take this info and freaking run with it, okay? Because having a high self-concept does change everything around you. It makes you see the world clear. It makes you realize what you really do deserve. It makes you not settle settle. It makes you go for the most high and then some, because you know you deserve all that and a bag of chips and an 8-course meal at the end of all of that, guys, okay? It's never one thing or the other, oh, this or that, maybe, perhaps, absolutely freaking not. It is definitely, of course, I'm getting that, I have that, and so it is. Yes, indeed, guys. Hello. You create your reality, and I've always been a firm believer of that because I've been proven that. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not true. It is true. It has always been true. And even if at one time I was blind to that because I was so afraid within my reality that this could really be true, can I really craft my reality? Guess what? I was proven that it's definitely true. And I'm very glad that I have, because that is what helped change my life once and for all. And I stood there with that. You guys can choose to do this effortlessly. And I know that you guys will choose to do that because you absolutely can. Nothing in this reality can stop you without your permission. I know that you're not going to let that happen. I know that you guys are strong enough to get what you want. I know that you guys have the power to do this. Like, the mindset, definitely lock in with it and let yourself get what you want. Let yourself believe in yourself and let yourself see the world for what it really is, where this world is your oyster. Because hello, why would it not be? Exactly, guys. Know better than that, because you all know better than that. And I know that y'all do, because again, you are the most powerful person. Like, you are literally the most powerful person. This is not fluff. It is just the truth. Take it or leave it, take it or leave it, but y'all know exactly what it is. And I'm telling y'all because I've been there myself and I'm here now. Okay, so if I'm here now, we're gonna keep on moving up from here, because you guys think that your self-concept has reached an all-time high. No, it hasn't, because it is always only going to get better from here. All right, this is not the end. You have not reached your peak. Oh my God, no, bitch, until the day that you're dead. And then after that, because you live on forever, your soul is eternal. You're only going to continue to glow up from here, naturally speaking. And this right here is your guide on how to do that. Choose best for yourself. Love yourself enough to know that you deserve the most high. Let yourself get everything that you want and then some, because you deserve all of that and then freaking some. Hello. Not even some, bro. You deserve more. You deserve that and then some more. Okay, guys? Hello. You guys can definitely do this. Oh my goodness. Hello. I believe in you guys so freaking much. You guys have to make it happen, because that high self-concept is going to change your life, because it already has. And once you see that, like, proof of it around you, come back to me and tell me about it, because I know for a damn fact it is true. It is definitely so true. I know it because, again, I've been there myself, guys. I have been here a billion times over and I've seen it. I've seen it. It's true. It's manifested. And so it has. It always has. It always will, because that's what we all deserve always, guys. May God bless y'all always. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys so much for watching today. This was such a blast, headass, to make, because you guys are the best and I appreciate each and every single one of y'all so freaking much. It is unbelievable to me. I just love y'all so much. Thank you guys so much for listening. And if you don't understand me yet, if everything that I'm telling you is too much for you to hear right now because it hurts, that's okay. Let it sink in. All right, let that sink in. Open that front door, baby. That sink wants to come in. Just let it sit. Let it marinate, okay? Let it do what it has to do. But you will understand, because we're all right there with it. There is no separation. There are no separations at all. Let yourself just adjust, okay, accordingly, because you can do it. And if I can do it, believe me when I say, you definitely can do it too. And that is not a statement I say lightly. It is extremely, extremely true. All right, guys, may God bless y'all always. Thank y'all for everything. You guys are the absolute freaking best. I really appreciate y'all very much. Thank you guys again. May God bless y'all always. I will see y'all next Thursday for another video. Please take care, everyone, and keep on doing what you're doing. Y'all already know y'all are the best of the best, and so y'all are. Of course you are. Hello, period. Just like that. Bye. You cannot sit here and tell me that you cannot have what you want in a reality where you are literally set up for the most high, for all of the success that you determined to have. All of these things are manifesting for you right here in this very moment, and have always been. And because of you, and because of your high self-concept and your belief in yourself, of course, this world treats you like you are on Gossip Girl. And I'm not talking about being the center of drama. I'm talking about living a life like Blair Waldorf, baby. Like, you are that girl. You are everything in between, and with the peace of mind, okay? You're beautiful. You're at peace. You're in love. You got everything that you want. You're extremely rich. You're luxurious. You're just at peace, bro. Like, you're happy, man. That's the thing. You're happy. That is the whole thing here, all right? Because having high self-concept really does highly contribute to that, because that is what's going to help continue to feed your happiness. You knowing your worth will contribute to every single other thing else that you are manifesting within your reality, and that goes overall. Everything will naturally manifest for you because it already is. With your permission, it has already come to life, and it's only going to continue to do just that because of your permission and because of your belief in yourself. And that is always the most important thing to remember, guys. It is always only up to you. Work on that, you know, do what you have to do, but keep on moving in that direction, because as you continue, it's only going to get better from here. And that is what you always deserve to be experiencing. And so it always is, guys. All right, may God bless y'all always. Please remember, please listen. I know that y'all will, because you always do, but please continue to do what you have to do to work on that amazingly high self-concept and let it change everything around you as positively as it possibly can. All right then, my love. God bless y'all angels so very much again. Please take care, everyone. Bye.